All right, hello guys. So today is Tuesday, and of course, it's weekly Team Zoom time. I'm Carissa, Triple Diamond with It Works, been with the company now 9.5 years. And we also have Rusty, our amazing upline that's been with the company 20 years already. And of course, one of the top income earners, and anything else you want to say in reference to the company, Rusty is it. Like everything is Rusty's it. So tonight we want to go over a few things with you guys because I have two people that I want you guys to hear from just to get a different perspective on things and be able to hear from people that's utilizing these different things and tips and things like that, and hear from their mouth and the way they're doing it. Because of course, we can tell you the same things to you blue in the ears and blue in the face, but hearing it from other people that's actually utilizing what they learn and getting results from it helps out too as a testimony. So firstly, it's the 24th, meaning tomorrow is the last day for auto ships. So if you're not commission qualified, please make sure you are. Most of you guys are leading from the front. Y'all done it the first week as usual. Congratulations. For those of you that for some reason, maybe it declined, maybe you just, I don't know. We're gonna give you a good grace on thinking maybe just because something happened. But please verify that you are commission qualified. I seen somebody not get paid last month because they were not commission qualified, and I would not want that to happen to you guys. So please make sure you go in either your Connect app and look at your personal volume and look at it and make sure that it shows that you're commission qualified right under your name. If you go into your eSuite and you click on the little It Works sign in the top left hand corner after you log in, you can click on My Stats in the middle. And then when you click on the word performance overview, it has a section there that says renewal date, current paid, previously paid, highest paid, personal volume, group volume, your loyal customers, and the next one down, commission qualified. If there's a no there, you need to make sure it's a yes. How to know if it's a yes? 80 BV auto ship ran, 80 plus BV, or making sure you're over 150 BV. Because I've also seen some of you guys process orders for 75, 70 BV and think you did it. So make sure you check that. Make sure that commission qualified says yes. All right. So that's one thing. Secondly, this is when all of the rest of the auto ships are going to be processed from loyal customers that are left to process this month. And this is when the procrastinators wake up. So this is when you guys wake up that weren't working all month and you said, oh crap, I ain't where I want to be. I'm lower than I was last month. What can I do to fix this? What can you do to fix this? Is work. The next, all for the rest of this week, this is the last week to get your weekly bonus. Enroll 3 loyal customers by Friday, you get $20. Enroll 5 loyal customers by Friday, you get $100. So take advantage of that because this is the last one for this month, for this promotion, and I want you guys to be able to take advantage of it. I got $20 last week. Lord knows I'm not ready to see that 16 hit my account on Thursday, but I will take it. That's how much it is by the time it gets to me. It's 16 because I do that instant thing. But all right, so I want to bring on some guys for you to hear from. And I'm gonna start with Jimmy first because I want to set the tone into the next person. So I want to bring on Jimmy. Jimmy has been with us now a little over a year, right? It's been a little over a year. Jimmy came to us from being a loyal customer with me and then upgrading to being a distributor. Everyone in this business has times where they have something happen or life hits them or a distraction comes upon them where it throws them off track and they feel like they can't find that rhythm to get back into the swing of things. Or it could just be, I don't know, like right now with the kids going back to school, I'm finding my rhythm with the kids going to school and waking up extremely early and what to do with the rest of your time and day and stuff like that. So it's getting your rhythm back. It can be anything that throws you off track. And now you're trying to figure out how am I going to get back on track? So I Jimmy dealt with that. Jimmy reached out about that. getting her rhythm back, what to do so, and things. And she found her rhythm. She got back on track with it, and she's been selling a lot of sample packs and got an LC even the same day that she was talking about getting her rhythm back. So I wanted you guys to hear from her. You can just first off just give us a little small brief, just in case people ain't hear from you before, even though they should have been on the Zoom. But if they weren't, just give them a quick little gist about you and your weight loss journey, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, hi, my name is Jimmy. I have been with the company for a little over a year. I started as a loyal customer with Carissa. My cousin introduced me to her products. And in the first 60 days, I had lost about 25, 30 pounds. And I started falling off because I couldn't afford the products. So, and Carissa was sick of me moving my auto ships. So I decided to become a distributor in order to continue my weight loss journey. And then it actually turned into something more, turned into something that I love to do. It brought me out of a dark place, and I'm here today.
Yes, that's right. So Jimmy was a host of posts. So her cousin host a post that was a ex-DT of mine, and that's how Jimmy found me. So host to post works. And Jimmy was also somebody I side-eyed because her auto ships wasn't running like they were supposed to as an LC. And then she talking about being a DT, and I'm like, So don't judge, okay? Because I still let her in. So don't judge. So let's move on to now. You're a wife, you're a mom of a lot of boys. How many to be exact?
I have 5 sons.
And one
granddaughter.
And one granddaughter. So all right, walk us through a little bit about just in general, like, is there a way to stop that funk from happening, or you just fall into it and didn't realize you went in it?
No, like life happens. Like it's so many things that can just throw you off track. And the thing with that is if you can't control, like it's okay to get knocked off track, but if you can't control how fast you jump back on track, then staying off track even longer becomes the thing. So yeah, you can get derailed for a moment, you can take a break, you can relax for a minute, but you can't go cold. You can't let yourself become cold, because the more hours pass, the more days pass, the harder it is to get back into the groove of things. So that was like my problem. Like went on vacation, got in vacation mode, life started happening with the children. It was like one thing after another. And then coming home from vacation to 100-degree house, like my air had conked out while I was going. So we were like literally baking in here. Like you're not thinking about making no coffee while you're baking. So, things just happen, and you have to either decide that this is the day that I got to get back on track. Because the longer you wait, the harder it is.
So what made you make that decision? That's basically step one to getting back on track, is making that decision, as Rusty talked about all the time, making up your mind. So what made you make that decision to say, okay, today's the day now. I haven't done this too long. Today's the day.
Right. So I basically, so I was still listening in on the Zooms. I was still, showing up. I wasn't posting consistently. I wasn't reaching out to people consistently, but I was still staying close to the fire, and a lot of the things and a lot of the things that I was hearing is, you can watch other distributors, and that's kind of like the burnout too. Like you watching other people and where they are and their accomplishments and how glamorous they're doing this and how, but you can't compare yourself. You get caught up in comparing. You get lost in the watch and not the learn. So you watching and you duplicating, but you're not learning. Like you don't know why you're doing it. You're doing it because they're doing it, So I had to really sit down and say, okay, the best way I can run my business is as myself. Like I listen, I observe, I learn. And I learned that I'm not an organization person. So sitting around with all those sheets and filling in all the lines and all the times, that wasn't my thing. You definitely have to have some type of organization in this business, but it has to be accustomed to who you are. You can't be tailor-made to somebody else. Like I'm a chaotic organization mess. right? So
Mhm.
I'm going to write down all the things that I need to get done. It's not going to get done in no specific time, no specific order, but I know what I have to get done for the day. So I write it all down and I prioritize what must be done.
Right.
And that's
So
how I kind of like got back in it. Like I started before I jumped back in, I recorded some TikToks, I recorded some reels, I wrote down some plans. And then I woke up one morning and I said, okay, time to execute, game time.
exactly. And I love that fact because you was like, look, I need to get my head back in the game. It's time. And you know, and it was around that same time you seeing somebody winning, and they winning and winning and winning, and it's like, you know, you are comparing or looking, and you're like, hold up now, I can't be left behind. And then that's when the inboxes will start up. So it's not just you, others do it too. You know, everybody feels that, and it's great to be able to say, I need help, what should I do, da da da
Right.
da.
Right.
So what other steps would you say were helpful for you towards getting right back on track besides the systems in place? What else did you do? Like, what were some key things that were like the moment? Was it a certain video? Was it a certain something that triggered it?
Okay, so like I've run other businesses. I know the business plan. I know the game. I know you have to have a niche. You know, you have to cater to your audience. And you hear people saying, "Don't post too much. Don't post not enough. Don't do this. Don't do that." But in all actuality, you have to entertain your audience, right? So my niche, people know me for always talking about my kids, you know, being silly, making fun, cooking. Those are the things that I'm known for. So I had to really and being chaos, like living a hectic life, right? So how could that work for me? How can who I genuinely am be the face of my business? So, you know, and I'm an introvert. So, hey, you know, I'm gonna throw my face out there. But I decided, you know, instead of trying to make everything perfect, make sure my house is perfectly clean, make sure I look a certain way. No, you're gonna get me like I am. And then I do transition videos like, yeah, most of the time I look like this, but I can also look like this, you know? So that's like my thing. My thing is to be myself, you know, because I'm not selling this product. I'm showing you what is done for me. And you wouldn't catch me making videos on social media. You know, that's confianza. You know, you wouldn't see the confidence as you see. That's my coffee. That's my weight loss. That's that 100 and something pounds going. So me coming out and showing and telling my story in funny ways or in cooking videos and things like that, that brings in my audience. And then I had a video go like 11K.
Yeah, you was excited about that. I think and it
So,
was
you know,
like a
that's
celery
not
or
even
something,
a
right?
one. Like I've had like 3 back to back, and I'm like, oh, people are watching me. Like
Yeah.
showtime, you know. So I just started sticking with that, and that's what I do. Like throughout the day, like I it's you people say like, you know, you have all this freedom, like you're not working a 9 to 5, but really this business is 24/7. So you just got to find your minutes in between your day, in between your time. I set an alarm. I get up like I'm going to work, and I set out my day. In that day, you know, I'm popping up videos here and there, but I've done those already. I've got up 7 o'clock in the morning and did all my videos. All I'm doing is posting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so and that's basically what it is. Like just finding your niche, finding what flows for you that doesn't take you outside of too far of your normal day of life, because this is life. It's not like we put on a production. This is me showing who I really am all day, every day. So, and it makes it
Exactly.
easier to get the job done,
Yep.
basically.
And do you journal?
Yes.
Okay. So you do that
Manifestate,
every day as well.
manifesting, PD, personal development, and not just personal development surrounding our Zooms and team Zooms, but learning what makes you tick, reading books that make you tick, because what somebody may be excited for over here is not what's going to move me. So I had to get in tune to what it is I'm trying to develop and bring out of myself and research those items and read those things and be inspired by those things as well. So I take the time, I get up, like I said, early in the morning before my kids pop their eyes open and I'm on call. And I do those things. I listen to my sermons, I read my books, I do my journaling, and I have that quiet time to kind of like set the day in motion.
Exactly. I love that. So anything you want to leave us with on the on staying the course after you get back on that bike and start riding again? to get that momentum going? Because I see you done made some rap cash, well, sample cash today too. I think I done seen two different things you done wrote, or was that yesterday?
That's,
One today and one yesterday.
and so that's the thing too. Like I was kind of discouraged because I'm not a big LC signer. I'm not a big DT signer, but I make some money. I make some cash. And I had to start looking at it like, okay, that's sample cash. That's sample cash. I'm not really building my business how I want to build it. But you have to think that if I sold Tina some samples today, people talk. They going to call their friends like, honey, I just got this coffee from such and such and such. And somewhere down the line, I'm going to get a loyal customer, which is how I got the last loyal customer I got. It was word of mouth. So I don't discourage that. And any money in my pocket with 5 kids to feed is money. So,
Yeah.
I just let that, like, the fire fuel itself. And yeah,
And
so I make my sample cash.
yeah, I see. I think what you do 125 today so far.
Yeah, about that. Yep.
Congratulations, girl.
Thank
So
you.
everybody just make sure if you are someone that has fell off and you feel like you can't find that momentum to get back on, you can do it too. It's just literally putting that system in place and then executing on it. And it's possible the same day. Like, it's just finding that one thing that's going to get you moving, whether it's a song to get that energy pushed in you, whether it's an inspirational video, a motivational video. Maybe it's Eric Thomas, the one that's like to yell at you. Maybe you need him, somebody to yell at you, something. So find that, whatever that is, that will push you to do those different things, like our homework assignment every night, which is messaging 30 people every night. I know some of y'all done fell off from that, because if I ain't tell you to do it or ask you to keep you accountable, I know you ain't do it. So we got to keep each other accountable. So if I don't ask you, y'all ask each other. That's how you keep each other accountable. Anything you want to say, Rusty, before I go on to
Yeah,
Benita?
I'm highly impressed. I do have a question, Jimmy.
Yes.
Is how many live videos you do before you hit you went viral with 11,003 back to back to back?
Oh, tons. I'm a video queen. Like, that's my thing. That's my niche. That's how I get my point across. I make videos every day, 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm. So
For like the last 6 months, like 7, 8. Whenever Reels started, she's been doing Reels since then. And this is on Instagram. So every day. So that I would say I would give it about at least a minimal 100.
Yeah. And so, some hit and some don't. I think that it's really a hit or miss, but if you try to stay with the trends, you're gonna get a hit.
So let me ask you something. I'm way impressed. The morning you woke up and you thought did you have to look at the how many times you've been viewed? Like 11,000. Wait a minute, I didn't see that right.
Right, because the night before the video was slow. It wasn't doing much. So I was like, I'll be lucky if I get 100 views, And then my niece sent me a text message like 2 a.m, like, oh my God, you're at 6,000. She was like, by the morning, you're probably gonna be at 10,000. I was like, okay, well, yeah, wow, like that's the most I ever got, like leave me alone, I'm asleep. So when I got up in the morning and it was like over 11,000, like I was so shocked. Because it wasn't even it was an old video that I posted and reused with a different
song. What was it, a celery video, I think?
That was a 10,000 one. The one that got 11,000 was me making a what I call a sleigh shake, which is like protein and best fat fuel, skinny brew, and the greens, and I make it like in a blender with ice. Like, people were impressed. I had posted that video months ago and it hardly got any hits.
Mm-hmm. So now is this time. So I want to tell the audience something. So you play around with the video here and there whenever you're motivated. What I understood here is 6, 7 videos every day for 6 or 7 months, and all of a sudden it hits. That's what it takes to get your business exposed, get you exposed out there. That exposure, you're building an audience, and now you're ready to fly to the next level. You can't do one video and get your feelings hurt, and I just don't feel like it today, and it's not my niche. No, damn it, this is making a lot of money. And you're going to understand, you're going to wish you was doing some videos, and you better not wait till September when we announce all the other stuff that's fixing to happen. You're going to get a 50% across the board raise. We have medical people I talked to today at my health club. I had to go late today, that they're ready to get in business with us. Do you know why? They said, we're no longer going to be, whatever you do is your business. I support it all, but you ain't gonna force me to do nothing. And that's the problem they were having. They said, we're leaving because we're being harassed by other people, but it's coming from the top. And I said, well, you know, over here, we just do our thing, and we support you all. You want to have it or not have it, wear it. No, it's entirely up to you, but I work from the house. I do what I want to in my house. But, you know, now by creating this exposure, you're giving people options. And now we're going to give everybody a up to 50% raise across the board. And it's for the minimal things that you're going to do, like making sure you're at Ruby and working on developing a Ruby, which is like basically nothing. And I can say that I've been here 20 years and I know what's fixed. I just flew back. I know it's fixing to happen. I know the man better than, almost as good as his wife knows him. And I know how he thinks, but I know when he said we're gonna set the industry on its ear again, this will be our 4th time we set the industry on its ear. You don't want to miss this particular point. And you know, you're gonna have to stop giving a rat's ass what other people think about you or your little country club friends or whoever. Most people on social media that want you to see just the glamour, the glamour, the glamour, the glamour. This is not true. That's what they want you to, that's called a perception. And over here, we just read. What you see is what you get. And I like something else you said. You know, if I talk this way here in my live videos I do, that's how it's coming across. And when I text you, I don't really go by the scripts when I do host to post. Carissa can tell you that. I'm going to answer you just like I would answer you if we were sitting here talking. That is the real version of me. And that's what people appreciate. So I can actually really appreciate you, Jimmy, for all the months that you put into this. And now you're popping 10, 11,000. Next thing you know, you're going to be at 30, 40,000. And life as you know, it's going to change. But the point I'm trying to make, she's put the time in. And what I didn't hear, life happens to all of us, but I didn't hear her falling off the wagon and making no freaking excuses why she couldn't get back on the wagon and charge forward. So I, for one, from Mark and myself here at the top down, we're very proud of you. And I appreciate your loyalty and I appreciate what you're doing here. And I appreciate you got 5 kids and you're coming after it in your own manner and just being a real you. That's what people are after. Authenticity is what people are after. They don't care what you think you did. They don't care what you did last month, last week. When I was in high school, I bench pressed 585 pounds. I can't do it now. I'm just over 500, but I'm not at 585. I can talk about what I use. No, it's what I do today that counts. But every day, and hey, Carissa, I had some fun in the islands. You know I did. I talked to Carissa every day, tell her what's going on. And I come back and got really disciplined. Today, when I left my club, we'd put in 60 miles on the bike rides in 3 days. I'm gonna do 20 more tomorrow. And the next day, I'm gonna do 20 more. You know why? I'm highly committed to making the comeback. Not that I have that far to come back, but taking it to a new level because I know what's fixing to happen. And we're gonna set the pace. I ain't never like following the pace. That means I'm looking at somebody else's rear end. I don't like that. I want to set the pace and blaze this new trail and make it better for all of us is unified together to take these kind of stories, to get in the harness together. If she can do it, I can do it. You can do it. The reason you ain't doing it is just because you made a choice and you made about 400 excuses as to why you can't. And none of those excuses are valid. If those excuses were valid, they would pay your electrical bill. They'd buy you a new car. They would pay all your bills. And see, that it's not the way that works. When you make up your mind, I'm coming after it, and I'm gonna get committed to it. If I don't know nobody, hey, ask Carissa. I have posts and videos. I might get 1 or 2, and I got some that gets thousands on there. And then the next one, like, what the hell did I do wrong here? But you know what? You think I'm gonna lay in the bed? No, I'm gonna be up there doing it again in the morning. I'm gonna be pouring my heart out into it. Because tomorrow's a new day. I can't sustain my life on past wins and or failures. Every day is the best day ever. God allowed us to wake up today. And if he allows us to wake up in the morning, you need to live up to your best, to live up to your full potential. How do you do it? Execution. She said it. I didn't say it. She said execution on your plan of action because she talked about priorities. And when she talked about journaling her priorities, she's executing a priority plan of action. That's called a POA. That's what we use in the banking business. What's your POA about? You got it? Now, it sounds like she's got it. You know, you don't get 10, 11,000 views on a couple, 3 videos, and now it's fixing to really blow up because, wow, in the times when she didn't think it was happening, she's executing. She had the dream and she's executing. She saw some other people that's executing, been in a little longer. And I had a lady today said, boy, I'd like to be where you are. I said, well, you can. She said, how? I said, do what I did. Show up every day for 20 years. You can be here. I swear to God, you ain't gonna make this kind of money, and y'all gonna understand where the elite of the industry stand here in about 24 days and exactly what it took to get there. But you know what? You can't make this kind of money. I don't give a daggone what kind of business you in. If it's the medical field, if it's teaching, ain't nothing wrong with none of that. But you cannot make this kind of money. And no other industry I've seen, not for just an average person that gets in today, can duplicate everything I've done and do it in record time. Is this true, Carissa?
Sure is.
All right, next.
All right, so thank you so much, Jimmy. Let's see here. I switched my camera thing. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's drop Jimmy and let's bring up Danita. All right, so Danita has been with me over 3 years. She joined from getting a sample pack to then the sample pack turned into being a distributor. From Instagram, moving her over to Facebook to watch, I think it was one of Cammie's Try It presentations. I brought her over from Instagram to watch one of Cammie's Try It presentations. And then her ordering a 5-pack of coffee turned into her needing a frother, which turned into more conversation for us because now she wanted a frother to use with her coffee she don't got. So I'm like, all right. So that turned her into, so now she turned into being a distributor after she bought the sample pack. So tell them just a little bit about you, Danita, and then we'll go from there as far as the questions.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Danita Miles. I've been with It Works, like she said, for 3 years. I'm married, a mother of 3. A little bit more about me. I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know why.
How much weight have you lost?
I've lost 88 pounds, and I love our products. The majority of my weight I lost with the keto coffee and the TFX. But when Skinny Brew came out, that became one of my favorites. And I lost about 38 pounds with the Skinny Brew coffee. And now the cold brew is becoming my favorite. But lately, I just went back to the Skinny Brew. But I love our products. I love our coffee. These products has built my confidence. This business has changed my life. Like for real, you guys. I've tried everything. Like I was going to the diet doctor. I was trying hydroxycut. I was doing everything and nothing worked. And I was like, dang, who would have known some plant-based products would have helped me lose all this weight? So just being able to be home with my kids. I was a dental assistant for 15 years. COVID hit. And I was like, we had to do all this, wear all this stuff, do all this. You can't bring your clothes home. You don't do none of that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to step out on faith. So that's what I did. I stepped out on faith. I've been home a year since April. And just being able to be home now, and I can take my daughter to school, pick her up, and she's about to be doing activities, just to be more involved in that aspect is a blessing because I didn't have that with my son. I didn't have that with my other daughter. So having that freedom of time, I'm really, really trying to take more advantage of that.
Exactly. And congratulations on your 1 year being home.
Thank
rewired.
you.
So you're someone that I would call a mass enroller because you either complete your steps to success every month or you go on and beyond and maybe it's 2 DTs, but it's like 12 LCs or something like that. So it's always, more than above the average. So and look at Jimmy making rap cash while she's sitting on the freaking Zoom.
Yes, that's what she be killing it though. That's how you got to do it though. You have to because that's going to get customers.
25 sample cash.
I know I got the alert too.
So my question to you is because I want to get just some top tips because I got you in advance so that you was able to, think of some things. So what would be your top 2 tips in reference to host to post? Because you're somebody that also do a lot of host to post just like me. And I just want you, like I said, I don't want to be giving it from my mouth all the time. I would love for y'all that are actually utilizing different tips to give your testimony on what you're doing. So what would be your top 2 as to getting you success with your host to post?
First of all, I always, when I'm in that host to post chat, I'm like, dang, Carissa is killing it. So I always look up to you.
You competing with me because you
No. I look up to you. Like I'm under you. I look up to you. I'm like, okay, Nadina, she's getting these host to posts up. What are you not doing to get these host to posts up? And host to post, you guys, everybody's been saying it. All the leaders, not just you. Everybody's been saying it. So for me, I've been sending them 30 messages, like non-negotiable. I was just on the roll-a-thon on this past Sunday, and they was giving out some tips there. So I'm just taking tips from each and everybody, just learning from everybody. So I try to send all my 30 messages every single night, or I try to do more because I figured first time I did 30, I was getting like 5 responses. I said, okay, next day you do 10 more. Then the next day you do 10 more until I'm getting at least 10 or more people saying, okay, I'm gonna, host a post for you. Not
or
even
you can break it up. You can do 30 at night, and you can do 10 during the day, and another 10 later on during the day.
That's what I've been doing the last few days. I've been doing throughout the day.
That way,
and green light messaging.
So it's not messing up with, them saying that you're doing too much too fast.
Okay.
So definitely breaking it up is good for some of you guys, just so you know.
Yeah, and I do have on Instagram too, so I'm not doing so much on Facebook. So I do a little bit on Instagram. You can't really green light message on Instagram because you can't see who's active, but you can still send out those messages. What I have been doing is taking, all the tips you give us. Whoever views your stories, message them. Whoever likes your post, message them. So today I went back to all my posts that had like great comments and just went back to those and was messaging people. Green light messaging, the 30 messages, those are just been helping me, for these last couple of weeks. I'm going to be honest.
And you utilize the same method, graphics, for them to post for you in their stories.
And sometimes, depending on the person, or I have them use the color background.
Okay, depending on the person, if it looks like they know what they're doing.
Yes, of course. Or sometimes like, what kind of post you gonna send? So I usually voice message them. I say, hey, I have a cleanse post, an opportunity post, a hair post, skincare post. You let me know what's best for your audience. And then they'll pick out, and then I'll just send that.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. You got another tip in reference to host to post?
Just do it, y'all. I mean, I'm learning that it works. The customers that I got last week was from host to post. One of the distributors I signed up was from host to post. So you just do it. I mean,
and are they texting you, or is it from them commenting on the host to post?
Texting me. I get a lot of opportunity texts, and I follow back up with them. I put their names in my phone. I'm already claiming it, potential distributor behind it from Facebook. And I just keep messaging them. I voice a lot, try to talk to them so they can get to know me. They can hear my excitement. I want to let them know how long I've been in the business, what's been working for me in the business. And if they have any questions, like the one I signed yesterday, me and her been talking for like a week, me, her, and her grandma. Like she's trying to get her grandma because she's like, she's going to be helping me. She's going to be in this business with me. So I want her to, listen and learn to be able to know what the business is about. So it's more personable when we get their information, their phone number, because they feel like, oh, she's giving me her number. You know what I'm saying? We can talk, chat, do whatever. So that's what's been working. Phone conversation or voice messaging.
And if y'all have any questions that pop into y'all head in reference to anything, let me know. All right, let's move on to the next one. So you also been someone that has been a recipient of a few different $20 ones, like me, and then also the $100 bonus as well. So you've been able to obtain both. Give me your top 2 tips on getting LCs.
Follow-ups, you guys. I'm going to say host to post. Follow-up is in the fortune. I had to tell one of my DTs that today. HAPs and follow-ups. You have to follow up. And then I got my calendar, which I write everything in here. And as you guys can see, I'm gonna go to August. I write everybody name. They say they gonna order, your name is going in my calendar. And then I'm gonna follow up with you. Like someone's supposed to get some samples on Thursday. I messaged her today, like, hey, how you doing? Just reaching out to you. Are you still interested in the samples? She's like, yes. I said, do you still need to wait till the 26th? She said, yes. So I follow up a lot, until they say, you know what, stop talking to me or whatever.
And
But most of the time I don't get that. They just tell me not at this
how are they
time.
becoming potential? And how are they becoming potential?
Potential customers?
How are they becoming potentials? Host to posts, lives, posts?
Lives, I'm gonna be honest. Every time I go live, usually I get a customer or I get a potentials. But lately I've been working on TikTok because I've been listening to the leaders. And I got a potential customer for coffee off TikTok today. So I just stepped out of my comfort zone. I seen a girl drinking some coffee and she was like something. And I was like, oh, I drink my coffee too, but my coffee burns fat. And she said, oh, is that coffee with the lemon? I'm like, nah, but we don't need no lemon in our coffee. And so she was like, I'm interested in knowing about this coffee. So we were chatting and stuff. She private messaged me. She says gonna get back to me. So I'm gonna wait a few days. Don't want to feel pushy, and then I'm gonna follow back up with her and see if she's still interested.
So definitely, guys, as you heard, getting out of your comfort zone, not being comfortable. It was something I heard before. I don't remember where I was, but it was something in the sense of the smaller. Oh gosh, we don't listened to, and read so much. The smaller your comfort zone gets, or something. I made a post about it on my page, but it's in reference to your comfort zone. The smaller your comfort zone gets, I don't forgot. You know what I'm talking about, Rusty? It's like it's in reference to your comfort zone. Yeah. Yep. And then the more you jump out on faith and the more you do, the bigger your comfort zone opens up. Where now that box that you're stuck in opens up even more. So stepping out on faith is not going to do nothing but get a no, and it won't even hurt your ego because you sent out 30 messages. So you're going to get way more yeses than you get no's.
Yeah.
I literally have sent out a ton of messages, and I've only had one person actually message back and say no thank you. The rest either read it and ain't say nothing, or they said yes. So what did that hurt? One, no thank you. And she even said no thank you. Like she could have just said no. She said no, I'd unfriend her. But if no thank you, that's nice. That was good. So definitely step out on faith like that. Now, one more thing. You just enrolled 2 DTs this week already with this weekend. Give us 2 top distributor tips.
2 top distributor tips I'm going to say is always talk about the opportunity. Post about it, go live about it, put it in your stories. Like I'm always in my stories. Like I got about 30 stories up right now. Like I'm floating my stories all the time because I'm going to be honest, a lot of people may not like what's on my or comment on my page, but I get like 100 views or more a day in my stories. So I'm always sending that message that you sent us. Hey, thanks for viewing my story. Is this something that you may be interested in? Would you like more info? And most of the time they say yes. Just asking. That's what I've been doing.
Resend that in the chat once we finish so that other people have it. It's just a small message, guys. It's just like if you would just send a host to post message out, it's the same thing for this. It's just a hey, thank you so much for viewing my story. Were you interested in blah blah blah? Like I got an LC from that, so that works too. I'll put it in if you don't find it first, I'll put it in the chat and
the last 2 DT came from host to post. I had someone put up an opportunity post for me, and that's how I got them.
Yeah, I did see you do a lot of opportunity host to posts as well. So as y'all can see, host to post is the thing. It's just putting out different ones. So if I have someone post for me today and then tomorrow they want to post again, I'm going to give them something different. And then when I redo another mass host and post the next day, I'm going to do something different. Opportunity, gummies, TFX, coffee, switch it up. Each one does not have to be the same. And like she said, it's a hit or miss, and it's based off of me. I'm just not a small talker. So I'm not going to ask you, which post would you like? I'm not going to ask that. I'm sorry. I'm just not that.
That's the yellow in me.
Yes, that is definitely the yellow in you. Because the red in me, I just can't. I get to the point. That's me. Get to the point. So I feel like people want me get to the point. So definitely, utilize it different ways. If you feel like you want to do that too, then ask them, but don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone and do so. I'm trying to find this message, but I done talked to this
I'm
girl.
stepping out of my comfort zone lately because I used to be on TikTok and I used to just scroll and look and be zoned out and not do nothing. But now I go on there, I interact. Like this morning, I interact on TikTok for like 30 minutes. And then I pre-plan my TikToks because I have good days and bad days with my leg. So I did a lot of my TikToks this weekend. Like I have like 10 videos ready for the week. I just wait until I post them, and I'm just trying to get more consistent with posting like 2 or 3 a day so that I can get, more likes, more comments, and get more interactive so more people can see my TikToks.
Exactly. One of y'all that just got that, can you put it in the chat for us, please? Okay, so I appreciate you for giving your tips. Rusty, you have anything you want to add on to that? Anything
Yeah.
that sound like it was out of left field for you that we need to break down a little bit?
No, the consistency is what I love. Is I'm showing up and not scared to try the TikToks and go ahead and just be aggressive and assertive to go out and win the day. And I love the confidence. And so she's a yellow. That works for her. Carissa, you and I were born red. And here's what I gotta say. This is how it is. I don't know how to be no other way. But see, that's what makes a great team. We all have all this blend comes in to make a well-oiled unit, a great team. The one thing is just being consistent every single day, and do not make an excuse to yourself. If you make an excuse to yourself, you have no problem on somebody else about your time, what you will do. Well, I'll try is the biggest line excuse in the world. Right there, you just gave yourself out. Well, I'm going to try to get it done. No, if you're on a priority plan of action, like Jimmy was talking about, you have to get it checked off, or you don't go to bed. You have to have a discipline that holds yourself accountable, which is the journaling, making a priority plan of action. And there's so much time wasted in a given day. It's sad. Waste so much time not being productive. I'm going to have the next greatest thought. Hell, if you pass 30 years old, you got a lot of thoughts. It's time to execute the thoughts and stop allowing other broke people to subdivide your time, because that's all you got. If you could get any more time, it would be wonderful, but the clock is ticking. That's the only thing that don't slow down and stop for us. And while we sit there and scroll on this crazy social media all day, get on there and get your job done, get off of it. And the one key that they both said, did any of y'all catch it? They said the fortune is in the follow-up, and it is. If you think you can just throw it out there and people are going to ask you for coffee, they're going to ask you to get in business, it's not going to happen. That would be very rare. But when you become aggressive and you show that you believe in what you're doing, because one, you're showing up every day and you're not scared to ask, that shows confidence. People don't want to get in business with weak people. People don't want to get in business that's going to kind of show up every once in a while, or now I'm doing 40-11 things. No, the people don't be in business with that. Do you know why? Because they feel like you're going to leave them. You don't really believe in what you're doing. You'll leave them kind of hung out there. The one thing I love about direct sales, we all come together to help train. There's so much here to help train your people, as you have to utilize these particular systems to take you to wherever it is you want to go. And you're one good day away from creating a literal fortune. One good day from your side hustle and coming into a full-time career. And when you make up your mind, this is what it's going to do. I don't care how hard you work on your job. I know how many hours I put in at the bank. 3 weeks at a time. That's the way it was. You know what? It's more than that now. It's like you have to live there, or what they're telling me. But when I made up my mind something was going to change, my why was the driving factor that took me to the next level. And most of us have got hooked into modern day slavery. We want to bitch, whine, and cry about it's just so. No, we choose to get up and participate in that every single day. I just chose one day, I just had enough. I said, I'm making my break for freedom. And I believed in Mark Pentecost, and we left. Now, please, I ain't telling none of y'all to quit what you're doing. And things we got too much happening where you can transition from where you are into the next level of life. But see, this should not be a 2 or 3 year process if that's what your goal is. It should be like, I'm well on my way by the time he makes the announcement, when you're already set up to get what he's gonna throw at you. And it's more money than all of us have ever made, including me and Joel Dunn and all the rest of us that was there. Seriously, it's a lot of money, people. I mean, that's sheer literal wealth. But I can tell you one thing, I think you all deserve it. Now, see, that takes me to the next topic. The reason you sit there and make a bunch of excuses, you don't really believe you deserve it. Whether it's your grandmama, your mama, your preacher, whatever you believe about yourself, you don't like what you see, whatever excuses, lies you keep, Satan has implanted in your head and you keep telling yourself, the bottom line is you have to believe you deserve it, but you have to work like you're trying to make your break for freedom. You're going to work like you deserve it. And once you do that, everything becomes hand in glove. You start to carry you to the next level. You start to walk different, talk different, dress different, show up differently, and you're showing that confidence. Well, I've just never been that kind of person. It's bullshit. That don't pay your bills. You got to make up and become a badass CEO. I have never met a woman or a man that was into that CEO or co-CEO level that wasn't the last person you want to sling it out with, because they're very quick to action and get with the program to make it happen. And the one thing I found about the people that I work with back in, nobody took any excuses. But see, over there it was vicious. It's like a bunch of wolves. They was just waiting on you to go down so they could eat you and keep going. Here, we want to help you get to the next level. That's how we all move forward. We have to do it together. But you're gonna have to make up your mind. Draw the line in the sand, plant your flag. I'm worth it. Number one, if you don't believe you're worth it, you can talk about your kids and your husband, your wife, or your grandbaby, whatever. You can talk, you can use them as an excuse or the why. But until you actually believe that you physically, spiritually, mentally deserve the freedom thing, you can utter all those cliche words in the world, it'll never happen. So we want to go back to what makes this business tick. What is the one simple thing we've been talking about? It will create sheer wealth for you. Number one, in the first 30 days, most of you're leaving so much money on the table. Is those 6 loyal customers is the ultimate. You have to get it done. And actually I think you should put it in the first 7 days. You need to get it done. Because if you made up your mind to do it, you can do it. You can get on the phone and get on your social media and you can find 6 customers. I think everybody here needs to have that $100 on Friday. And if you brought somebody new in, you start working with that person to give them the encouragement and the confidence to help them get it done. The customers is the key. Number one, they get a shopping spree. For right now, they're getting a shopping spree. But you're going to get 150 in fast start bonuses. If you're a diamond and better, or better, Carissa, let's go to the best case scenario. Every time the person don't get 6 loyal customers in the first 30 calendar days, you're losing $300. Every 10 people, you lost $3,000. Every 20 people, you lost $6,000. Every 30 people, if it's in a dang year, you lost $9,000. Those customers are virtually, ultimately important. That's the driving factor of anybody's business. Walmart, Amazon, us, whoever, the gas station down the street, the convenience store, the department store, it's customer driven. And if you're leaving all that money on the table and you're just hoping to get a couple dollars in your residuals, which we pay the biggest residuals in the industry, that's already been well established. Last night, Carissa, is that what we heard? Well established. For you, the guys that didn't get on the Zoom last night, shame on you. I don't care what it was. Unless somebody died, you should have been on it because it was put in all the pages. And you're leaving so much money on the table because that's how you spending your time. And that's how you're wasting your time. If you waste your time, I promise you, your checkbook is empty. Your banking accounts are empty. If you invest your time and you start taking pride in what you're doing, those 6 loyal customers every one of us need to be getting them every month. I don't care. The other week, 2 days, I got 14 customers and bam, bam, bam. Next month, you know what? I'm gonna get 6 more minimum. You know why? After 20 years, do I need them? Yeah. Not really, but do I? No, my business is thriving. I want to go to the next level, bigger than we've ever gone to the next level. But here's what happens. Never happened. That's why y'all so important. That's why Carissa and I show up twice a week and multiple times during. Y'all have no idea how many times a day we show up together. Is this true, Carissa? Some of
Exactly.
us whining and whining about 2 damn times a week. We show up multiple times a day. Do you know why? Because we love y'all. We care about your children. I care about my baby. Do you? Is your action proving I care about? Are you really want to get out of debt? Do you really want to quit living behind the 8 ball? Well, you're gonna have to start showing up. It's the inadequacy of not showing up that's gonna keep you broke and keep you making excuses. So you're gonna be really big. And some of you, it's got y'all so streamlined with your excuses, and you know you're telling a lie as soon as you open your mouth. Well, when you say well, the excuses on the way or the lie is coming. And so, but the lie's not hurting the person you're telling it to, it's hurting you. You've got to get serious about where you're going. Trust me, you're gonna know in a little bit. We're fixing to go on the biggest run. This is number 4 for me, the biggest one we've ever done. It's going to dwarf the other 3 like they were nothing. I don't want you to miss it. I don't want you to miss it. But it's entirely up to you. It's the flavor you have in your mouth. Well, I'm just so used to being broke and living from payday to payday, and some paydays it don't even matter. It's just like it never happened. You got so used to living in that broke mentality, the modern day slavery, the generational curse has been passed down by generations of your family. Don't feel bad. Happened to mine too. The generational, the same old religious people you hang around that say money is bad, the root of all evil. It didn't say nothing about this. It's the love of it. I know people that ain't got 2 nickels to rub together. Would spend the last dollar they had buying a friggin' lottery ticket instead of buying something to eat for the kids. Because it's at the time. I ain't never seen none of that materialize in all almost 60 years I've been of my life's existence. But what I have seen is that people get serious about what they're gonna do, and they go into action as soon as they get up, and they stay in action all day, and you don't make an excuse about your feelings or all the other shit that you keep telling yourself about why you can't get it done. No ain't never hurt nobody. No is not no to us, it's no to the person saying it. But you've planted the seed. There's no way they can get the seed out of their head. It's stuck in there because you put it there, because you've done it with conviction. And when you do that, it's planted. It might take a week, a month, or 13 years. One of my customers, 13 years this lady's been following me. And now she's gonna get in business with me this week. And she's only been a customer for 2 months because the stuff really works. Because I said, if the stuff works for you, I want you before picture I put in my file so I can help you celebrate the after picture. And I want you to tell everybody you know about what's happening. This transition, this change in your life. And we all want to look at all those people on social media, the glamour. You don't know what they went through to get to that part of their life if they're telling the truth. You don't know the struggles. Everybody just wants to tell you the good about it. There's been some shitty times in the last 20 years. There's been some rough times, and I feel like just throwing in the towel. But I wake back up. Why did you do it? I made my break for freedom. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but every time I get up and I start to fight, I know there's something better coming. There's some more people coming. There's a grandson I got that's coming. And now I'm fighting harder than I ever have. I'm slaying it up over here. And the reason I'm coming at you like a lion, and if I hurt your feelings, I don't really care. I'm a very nice guy, really. But if I'm hurting your feelings tonight, you're just gonna have to patch it up, suck it up, and start to move forward. Because I don't care. I'm not screaming and growling to wake up a bunch of damn sheep. I'm waking up the other lions that's gonna go with me to conquer this thing as we all move together. Does that make sense? Does it make sense? So when we get all the other lions woke up, I know all of y'all know 3 or 4, 5 or 6, 8 other real lions that need to be woke up. Well, I don't need any. No, that's what we feed the lions. Don't need none of that running around here. The lions and the wolves, they eat the sheep. The sheep won't fight, but I can tell you one thing. You take a lion and let a lion train the sheep, they're going to be a bad bunch of sheep. They're going to turn them into lions. But you let a sheep take and train a bunch of lions, they'll all be a bunch of sheep. Because by common denominator, you're going to always default to what is the easiest and what is the simplest and what is the easiest way out. Easy way out will always make it hard for you. Look at your life, look at your history, look at your banking account. Have you ever made that run where you felt like, wow, I'm in control of my life physically, financially, I got it going on? Have you ever made that break at that point when you were totally confident in where you're going riding down the road? And you just think about it. God, you've been so good to me. Thank you for the backbone. See, it ain't wishbone that makes it happen. It's your backbone. It's somebody that's willing to stand up and fight for others. Every time you share those posts, you're fighting for somebody that's desperately needing hope for you to show up and give them hope for better health, hope for making the break of freedom, the hope that they can actually stand up and become somebody. You're pulling them out of relationships and situations with their health and their physical well-being, their financial well-being. They didn't have any hope till you showed up. Now, who do you think they want to follow? Man, no, they herding them up. They fixing to shave the wool and put them in the grocery store. They're gonna be Sunday dinner. For you guys that like to eat sheep, I don't like lamb burgers. I just can't get my mouth to taste it. I like that big, robust buffalo stuff. But what do you think they're gonna follow a bunch of sheep? They probably will. They don't want to, but you let the wolf pack show up. You let the lions show up in style, the confidence. They can smell it. When you walk in the room, they say, oh my God, there they come. They can smell it. They can taste it. And they want to be what? A part of it. Everybody wants to be recognized for your courage. But right now we've been beat around, beat down, and all this other stuff. It's time for real leaders to show up. And you're gonna have to become the lion that you are. You better not send me nothing in this message over here that you ain't no lion, because I know every one of you. You got it. You got what it takes. You're just gonna have to have the courage to grow a set of them big things, cojones, I think they call them. Grow your set, let them drop, mature up, and start facing the day and come after it. And stop allowing somebody else to tell you what to do, when to do it, where you can go, when you can go to the bathroom, when you need to eat your lunch, and you still ain't got enough money to pay your friggin' power bill and your cell bill at the end of the week. And you're just skimming through the weekend and you're swiping on that plastic shit and you're just getting deeper in. Now you got to make money work for you. You got to stop working for money. You got to start earning interest, not paying interest. Does that make sense? And right now you're in a position to go get it. You're in a position to win. The biggest position that I've ever been in my 60 years of existence and my 20 years with Mark. We're coming into the biggest time that we have ever had. I'd say, what you've said it before, but hey, we capitalize every year before, but this is something special about this year. It's something real special about what's going to happen next month. Carissa, is it something special fixing to happen? You've been with me 10 years.
Special.
You've been with us 10 years. It's going to be the biggest run she's ever had and probably the only run she will ever need. But I know Carissa, she ain't gonna never quit. She'll be my age and I'll be 140 and we're gonna still be doing it. You know why? Because I believe y'all deserve it. I believe your children deserve it. I believe your great grandchildren deserve it. I believe that generational curse is going to be broken tonight. And I believe that legendary legacy is to be created. But who you spend time with, if you're spending time with broke whoever, and they're trying to hustle you to do something else or trying to subdivide your time, you're just fooling yourself. And if you're doing it for a couple of dollars and that won't get you ahead, I'm not saying quit your job, but if what you're doing won't give you the potential to compound itself and get you to have to give you the life that you believe you deserve, you're actually living the life you believe you deserve right now. Because you're gonna have to make your break. Hey, they didn't lock the cell when they closed the door on you. They forgot to lock it. You can open that booger up and walk out of it anytime you want to. Just got to make up your mind. I'm going to have the balls to walk out of it. Does that make sense? This is adults. And see, you women are the baddest CEO women in the world. 80% of every woman that makes $100,000 or better in the United States of America does it direct sales. Actually, it's about 88%. So you've been set up by default to win in this industry. If you just get up and show up, and when you do that, you're gonna go. Carissa.
That's right. So I'm just excited, guys. We're gonna we have another Zoom on Thursday, of course, and it's gonna be with Triple Diamond Milton Burton. So you're gonna be at Milton Burt. So you're gonna be able to hear from him and get some information for sure. But I want you guys to make the best of, first off, finishing off tonight with your homework, and then it'll start you off fresh in the morning with some already messages waiting in your inbox, everything. Remember, do not answer them back tonight. Wait until tomorrow morning. If you want to go even further, then when you wake up tomorrow morning, do 10 more. And then by lunchtime, you can send out all those host posts, because that'll give you time to think about which one you want to use for the day. And then you can send those messages out, because we want to make sure we do as much as possible with the last 7 days of the month left. and take advantage of your $49 discount codes. Take advantage of the triple threat kit where they don't need a code, but it's $108.50, and they're able to get additional products in there, which is like mind blowing. Get you 25 BV for them getting started with that. And so just take advantage of it. Make sure you're spreading the word. Anybody that you sign, anybody that become a host a post with you that does host a post, you can just go back the next day and say, hey, thanks for hosting that post for me. Were you thinking about, earning extra income? Can I tell you a little bit more about it? That's all you got to do. Small, that's it. It's just asking, a ton of asking, just a ton of it.
Yeah.
So,
Capitalize on your pick 2s and 3s. That's going to be gone.
oh yeah, that's leaving
And,
too.
and it probably ain't gonna never come back.
So take advantage of that too. So definitely take advantage of the end of this month. That's all I got for y'all. So see y'all on Thursday. New distributor training is tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. KPI Zoom is tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So there's different Zooms you can get on. Even if you need that refreshing course, then get on the new distributor team Zoom. You never know what you might miss or need to bring you back to the beginning, So that's all I got for y'all. Enjoy your night.